On September 9, 1965, Sid and Elaine Vraa welcomed a baby boy they named John. He was born in Wilmer, but the Vraa family lived in the New London Spicer area. John attended New London Spicer Elementary and High School. Growing up the son of a coach, John was always around sports.
When I grew up in the early 70s, it just was so much more play than organized sport. So we would, ride our bikes to Guys Field to play baseball or get dropped off at the hockey rink in the winter until it got dark and parents would pick you up again. And I wish we had a lot of that now in our youth sports. Not as much organization and more play, but I think we still got the skill development that our kids are getting today.
John tried many sports, including wrestling, basketball, tennis, and track. But football and baseball were the sports he was named all-conference.
I think they're so different and unique. Football's, physical and very demanding, high intensity, and baseball has its times like that, but there's a lot of downtime, a lot of camaraderie with your teammates and that.
John graduated from New London Spicer in 1984.
I went to college at the University of Minnesota Morris, and Morris was a real power in the NIC at that time, late 70s, early 80s, and certainly in the sports that I had the chance to play, football and baseball.
John played 2 years of football and 4 years of baseball at Morris. His father's death shaped his career direction.
Kind of going into that next season, I was unsure about where I was at as a college quarterback, and kind of emotionally at a tough point, and decided to start my coaching career. And I was really fortunate that Jim Lind, our head coach, allowed me to do that. And I was still able to be part of two conference championship football teams in 1986 and 87.
John graduated from Morris in 1988. He then attended the University of North Dakota to obtain a Master's of Science degree and was also a football grad assistant for 2 years.
I always knew I wanted to go into coaching in some fashion. I probably didn't know what level until I got into college, and once I started working as a student assistant in football, that really got me interested, and I wanted to be a college football coach. And in my experiences at Morris with Jim Lind, Mel Lewis, Stan Zwiefel, got me the opportunity to be a graduate assistant at the University of North Dakota.
John received his master's in 1990 and was hired by Hamline University to become an assistant football coach and head baseball coach.
Maybe got a little impatient in my young career. I wanted to be a head coach pretty soon, and I took the job as head football coach at Wilmer Community College. And I always kind of wonder if I should have stayed in four-year college coaching, but Wilmer and then Ridgewater College, as it turned out to be, was a great experience for me. I gained a lot of leadership roles over the 13 years that I served at Ridgewater College, and that kind of springboarded me into my career as activities director at New London Spicer.
John eventually returned to his alma mater to become the activities director at New London Spicer.
Well, when I look at the 12 years that I've spent at New London Spicer, I think probably the biggest accomplishment that I can tell people is that I really feel like our coaches and our athletes, if they are vested, if they are interested in being a good athlete, being on a great team, they're going to get that opportunity. We're going to do everything we can to provide them the facilities, the resources, the equipment, and hopefully at the same time each of those athletes develops a lot of pride that they know when they put that Wildcat uniform on that it really means something.
John met his wife Chris when they were both freshmen at Morris. They married in 1987 and have a son Ryan and a daughter Rachel. In what little spare time an AD has, John enjoys reading, golfing, and running. Today, he has earned the honor of Class A AD of the Year.
I'd like to thank the MnIAAA first for allowing me to serve for the last 4 years on the executive committee. It's been a really good professional growth experience for me, and then obviously for this award, it's really quite humbling. I've been fortunate the last 12 years to work for the same superintendent and Paul Carlson and high school principal and Kevin Ackord that have really allowed me to entrusted me to run the athletic department how I see fit, and yet they were always there for collaborative decisions when those really hard decisions come up. So I feel like we had really good teamwork. I'd like to thank Peg and Carla in our activities office. The amount of work that they do that impacts kids in our school and for our school district is just amazing. And certainly our coaches, we have a great group of coaches that have not only had some longevity in our programs, but a real camaraderie. You know, our community, we've got a group of Booster Club that's fantastic, volunteer grounds crew that I know has continued to do good work around. Our nighttime custodians have been great. And certainly I want to thank my family. Both my wife Chris and I have great parents from growing up, siblings that we've had a lot of fun with, and now through their kids and the nieces and nephews, really following their activities, whether that's on Chris's side with the young kids or on my side with now weddings and grandkids and those types of things. We've truly enjoyed those experiences. You know, Chris, we've been married for 30 years, and sports have been a big part of that, whether that's coaching or AD work. I love you, Chris, and thanks for being the ear that's there when parents kind of have you beat up and maybe something doesn't go so well at the field. And thanks to Ryan and Rachel for who you are, and love you, Ryan and Rach.